Hi everyone. It's been a week since I first saw Scream 6 in the theater, and I thought I'd do something a bit different today and talk to you guys about it. Um, yeah. I've always loved the Scream movies and just horror films in general, so I thought that'd be a fun topic. And I've literally seen the movie 3 times already, and two of them were on the same day. So, I've got some time. So, yeah. Now, I definitely don't know everything about Scream, and I'm not claiming to be like a serious film critic or, whatever. So, these are just my opinions, and, this is just a fun little video. Please don't attack me if I get anything wrong, or if you don't disagree with me. Like, let's keep things civil. But, yeah. Now, I'm warning you right now, I will be talking about major plot points, so there are spoilers in this video. Please leave now if you haven't seen the movie yet and you don't want to get spoiled. If not, then sit back and relax and let's have a little chat. Okay, have you left yet? Well, I guess you wouldn't be hearing this if you did. Anyways, let's just get right into it. So I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm not going to be analyzing like every little detail, but I did try to gather most of my main thoughts, and hopefully the way I'm structuring this makes sense. But let's start with the setting. New York. Honestly, it's refreshing. Let's get out of Woodsboro. Like, yeah, it is kind of mirroring the second Scream film, but I think the New York setting was good. You can definitely feel the budget increased, and also they weren't dealing with all the COVID restrictions during filming. I don't really have much else to say. I did like it being in New York, and it was different, like a bit different from Scream 2. Like, yeah, they're both set in college, but like this movie wasn't like all focused around the college campus setting, so that was a nice little twist, if I may. Now let's just get this out of the way. Let's talk about Sydney, or rather Sydney's non-appearance. Now I really wish that they just paid Nev what she deserves, because like, let's face it, there would be no Scream without Sydney. But on the other hand, like for this film specifically, I think it makes sense that she wasn't in it. Like, you could do the whole, oh, Sydney, it's happening again, and like, I'm on my way, but like, I feel like that would have just been forced. But in spite of that, please just pay her what she deserves. Come on. It is nice though that they gave Sydney a happy ending for now. She's with her kids and Mark, and they're somewhere safe, but it still leaves the door open for a return, possibly in Scream 7. Who knows? Now with that out of the way, let's talk about the cast. I'm going to start with the core four. Melissa Barrera as Sam Carpenter. I didn't really have much of an opinion on Sam based on Scream 2022, but she really surprised me with her performance in Scream 6. Like, if you know, you know. Jenna Ortega is Tara Carpenter. It's Jenna Ortega. She's fantastic as always. But it was really nice seeing Tara actually interact with her friends and not just, getting brutally attacked and trying to run away from someone in a wheelchair. Mason Gooding as Chad. Mason plays Chad very well. He's very likable, and you can tell that he has good chemistry with the cast. I mean, like, the core four, like, you can sense that they all have very good chemistry, and it's believable that they're friends. Like, they're friends in a friend group. Jasmine Savoy Brown as Mindy. She's just absolutely brilliant. She has the perfect comedic timing and delivery, and I just love Mindy so much. I think Randy would be proud of her. Let's move on to the newbies. Let's start with Liana Liberato. I hope I said her last name right. I'm so sorry if I didn't. Quinn Bailey. I wish she was used a bit more in the movie, but the little screen time she did get was great. The delivery of the line, "Hey, roomies," like I was like, okay, um, yeah, pretty good performance. Jack Champion as Ethan Landry. I think that he played the dorky character very well, and same as Quinn, I really wish that we got to see more of him, but what we did get was very good, and I can't really complain about that. Devin Nakota as Annika. Honestly, I think she was my favorite character in this movie, and her death was heartbreaking, but we can talk about that later. Dermot Mulroney as Detective Bailey. Honestly, I wasn't sure if I trusted him during the movie. He was very good at keeping me on my toes and guessing, like, oh, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? I don't know. Josh Segarra, I hope I said that right, as Danny. Honestly, out of like all these new characters, I feel like, I mean, like in my head, I feel like I saw him the least. Maybe I'm just like imagining that, but yeah, I also wish he got to do a bit more in this movie, but I love how sweet he was, and it's nice that Sam has a partner that she can trust for now. We'll see what he does in Scream 7. And that's it for all the newbies. Let's talk about the legacy cast. So starting with Hayden Panettiere as Kirby Reed. Big return. I know everyone's been waiting for this. I really love that she was brought back. That little Easter egg in Scream 5, in the YouTube related videos. Like, that was a nice little wink. And she had me guessing the whole time, is she ghost-faced? Is she not? Like, that was very well done. And she's definitely different from the Kirby that, we first knew and loved from Scream 4. But that's to be expected. Like, this is several years in the future. She's gotten older. She has this trauma that she went through, and, hopefully she got to process that. If you were expecting her to be exactly the same, that's really not how people work. And then Courtney Cox as Gale Weathers. Like, I'm kind of speechless. Huge props to Courtney. Like, her acting in her Ghostface call and the chase and the fight, like, so spectacular. Loved it. Who doesn't love Gale? Now, let's move on to the opening. Honestly, I really didn't know what to expect, except that Samara Weaving, who is playing Laura, the professor, or associate professor, she was definitely gonna die. Like, yeah, she was on all the posters and the marketing, but like, it was on the same outfit. Well, I guess like most, if not all, the other cast was too, but like, we all knew that she was gonna be an opening kill. Now, I really wish that Laura fought back or like tried to run or get help or something, considering she's literally in New York City. But like, also, I guess like people really wouldn't have cared or like noticed. And she was in a dark alley, but just like, don't just sit there, do something. But I guess they just didn't want to make the opening too long, which I respect. But yeah, I was waiting for the title card after her death. I don't know why. Like, in my head, I was like, yeah, okay, one death, sure. But then like, it kept going, and I was like, the killer reveal honestly shocked me. Like, I totally forgot that Tony Revolori was in the cast. So like, yeah, I was shocked. But then like, once like that first second of like, what passed, I was like, oh yeah, he was definitely a killer. I don't really have much else to say for the opening. I mean, the dismembered head in the fridge was so sick. Like, Ghostface was absolutely sick in this movie. But other than that, like, yeah, pretty good opening. pretty solid. Now, the kills and attacks. Ghostface was brutal in this movie. Like, usually the closing the door on him will work, at least for a bit. But, like, in this movie, he just, like, busts right through. Like, hello? Have they been training for this? Like, what are they on? But yeah, the bodega scene. So I felt really bad that like random people were there and they got killed. And other than that, I don't really have much else to say about the kills themselves. But like that scene was just so tense. Like Sam and Tara having to hide in this little store, them crawling on the floor and having to hide and thinking, any sudden movement, any little like sound that they made could like tip them off and get them killed. Like that was scary. So I love that. And the shot of the shotgun in 3D was fun. Yeah. Now, the apartment attack. I was so shocked when Ghostface just shoves Quinn's body right into Annika. Like, if I was her, I would be so messed up. And she was, but just in multiple ways. In my head, I was yelling at Sam. I was like, just grab the knife block. Like, yeah, we know there's no knives. I'm sure the block is heavy. Just take it. Like, she took way too long. Like what is she looking at? Just grab it. And also, like, what happened to that bottle of wine she was holding? Like, did it just disappear? Did somebody drink it? Like, that also could have been used against Ghostface. But, I mean, again, I can't really say much. I'm not in that situation. Well, one, this is a fictional story. But besides that, people panic, and us as viewers, we can see easier solutions, but like when you're in a situation like that, sometimes you just can't think clearly, and that's fine. Well, not fine, because that got Annika severely injured, but anyways. And also, like, the way Mindy was thrashing all over the place after getting slashed in the arm, like, compared to all the other injuries in this movie, like, that was literally nothing. But, like, you do you, girl. Now, Annika. How did she survive for that long? She literally... Her torso was open. Like, what? I was gripping my seat. I was like, oh my god, is she gonna pass out from like blood loss? Is she not gonna make it? And let's talk about it. That ladder scene, it was terrifying and heartbreaking. Annika should have gone first. But again, when you're in a situation like that, you're not always gonna think clearly. But, oh my god. The way she was saying, I don't want to die, like, I really wish she made it. Like, she was so close. She really should have just kept going. Like, yeah, it's scary, but like, you just said you don't want to die, so act like it. Like, don't just sit there in the middle of this ladder. But yeah, that was brutal. It feels so bad for Mindy. And I hope that she gets to grieve at least a little bit, just a little mention of her maybe in Scream 7. That would be nice, because that's messed up. Gail's attack. It only took like 27 years, but she finally got a phone call, and it was worth it. My heart was pounding the whole time. Like, literally throughout this whole movie, I was wearing my Apple Watch, right? And like, when I got home from seeing it the first 2 times, I like went back. It was like, your heart rate went above 120 BPM while you were at rest, and it like had that multiple times throughout like the time I was watching the movie, and I was like, yeah, that adds up. Wow. The chase scene, honestly, I think it was pretty up there with Gail's scene in Scream 2. I'm not quite sure if it tops it. The Scream 2 chase scene is a classic, so not sure if anyone can top that, but like, this comes close. At least for me, in my opinion. If you have a different opinion, that's fine. Sorry, I don't know why I got so aggressive there, but I love how Gail called the phone back and like immediately went like she's used to this. She knows all the tricks, and she's a fighter. So hats off to Courtney Cox. Like that was just mind blowing. Now the train scene with Mindy, I'm gonna say it, Ghostface stabbing her in the middle of a full train car, that was cocky. But this Ghostface is not like the other ones. Ghostface in this movie is a menace. There's no other way to put it. I really love the build up, like, oh, like which of these ghost faces is like the real one? Like when is it gonna happen? And I was really annoyed that she kept getting kicked out of the spots on the train. Like, I guess that is like pretty realistic. I blame those people. Those random people kicking her out of her spot, they're to blame for her getting stabbed. And I wish that she didn't miss the reveal again in this movie, but it was kind of funny. Like, oh, I missed the monologue again. Like, now, the theater, yeah, the theater. Chad, literally, how did he survive that? I mean, I guess I could say that about like most other attacks, but like, how did he survive that? He got stabbed so many times. He literally should be dead. And Tara having to watch that right in front of her, like, that was heartbreaking. Yeah. Now let's move on. The reveal and the third act. Now, call me gullible, but the movie really had me questioning Gale and Kirby. Like, yeah, looking back, it was like, oh, that's kind of obvious, but I didn't have any actual predictions before I went into the movie. Like, I only watched the teaser trailer and the official trailer once, and I stayed away from the final trailer and the photos that were released the day of the premiere because I was like, I'm not doing this. I can't see. Like, because my mistake for Scream 5, I literally like went and like looked it up online like constantly, and I just spoiled like everything, and that's no fun. So yeah, going into this movie like pretty blind was a very good experience. Looking back now, it is kind of obvious who the killers are, but like the first time I saw the reveal, I'm not joking, I was like this in the theater. I was like my jaw dropped, and that double knife wipe like gagged me. Like, how have they not done that before? Oh, chills. Yeah, I was really shocked that there were 3 ghost faces. And I actually thought it would be Mindy for like half a second before Quinn was revealed. But then I realized, like, wait, that literally doesn't make sense. Why would they stage that attack where no one else can see? I mean, like, the core 4. And I can't believe I doubted Kirby. Like, sorry, Queen. And also Gale. Like, oh my god, sorry. So sorry. I doubted you for a second. Oh my god. Like, can't believe I let myself get misdirected like that. I'm so silly. Silly, goofy. Now, Jack and Leanna were very good at acting like insane after the reveal. Quinn spitting out her teeth and dragging the knife on the rail, like that was so good. Oh my god. Sam trusting Tara and letting her go, like I think that was a very big moment for both of them. And Tara owns that. Like, she gave Ethan what he deserved after doing all that to their friends. Like, jeez. After that happened, like, Sam just shooting Quinn straight in the head right in front of her dad, like, that was deserved. There's no other way to put it. And then at the end, Sam getting into the Ghostface costume and turning the tables, like how Sydney did it in the first movie, like, wow. And she did not hold back with Detective Bailey. Like, I wasn't counting, but I'm pretty sure she stabbed him way more than she did with Richie. Like, he got what was coming to him. And then, finishing him off with that eye stab, like, yeah, you go. And then, Tara just being like, nice. Like that was that was a fun little ending to that part. And then we can't forget Ethan coming back up to life, because this is Scream. They always come back. Kirby just pushing that television onto his head. Like, yes, what a queen. Like, I saw that in the Scary Movie. Like, oh my god, I love her so much. And yeah, my overall thoughts, it was an excellent movie. It really made me love the core four. I love the development of the core four, and I think they were used a lot better in this movie compared to the last one. I love how brutal Ghostface was. Like, that was insane. But also everybody else taking on their injuries like a champ. Like, oh my god, the amount of adrenaline that must have been pumping through their veins, that was insane. Except Mindy, when her arm got slashed. Sorry, Queen, but like, really, everyone else, like, your girlfriend literally just got cut open, and meanwhile you're just like standing there holding your arm. Okay, one of these things is not like the other. And I know that, like, a lot of people, or at least some of them, are saying, oh, this movie's so boring, nobody died. But, like, honestly, I think that was fine. Again, my opinion. You can have a different opinion if you want. I feel like they're setting the core four up for major development in the next movie and a big loss in Scream 7. I'm thinking either Chad or Mindy. I think, losing Chad would be like a huge blow to Tara, but then Mindy, Mindy's Mindy. Like, either way, it's going to be so devastating if we lose one of them. Unless they just decide to not kill anyone, or kill Tara or Sam or both. But I don't think they're going to do that. But I guess we'll see. I'm just going to bring this up for the last time. Literally, how did Chad and Gale survive their attacks? But also, like, if Chad can survive what he did in this movie, and Gale, I don't know. I guess it's looking more likely he might just survive the next one. But, like, Annika, like, sorry to bring this up again, but Girlie's torso was literally just bleeding out. How did she not die before getting on that ladder? I can suspend my disbelief a bit, I guess, because, it was so thrilling. I loved those scenes, but, not everyone's going to agree with me. So, in conclusion, like, yeah, it wasn't absolutely perfect, but Scream 6 is definitely high up on my ranking of the Scream franchise. Like, big kudos to Radio Silence. I think they killed it with this one, and I can't wait for Scream 7. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. Now, if you've made it this far, I'm going to assume that you've seen the movie, and if so, please let me know. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Like, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. And if you're at this point in the video and you haven't watched the movie, I'm sorry, but, like, I warned you at the beginning, don't watch this if you don't want spoilers. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed this video. I know it's different from what I've posted in the past, but I have always envisioned this channel for me to just post whatever I want, and it includes this. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment. If there's any other topics you want me to talk about, let me know. I'm open to pretty much anything, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.